I am William L. Wilcox, and we're here right at Traz Powell Stadium, the Mecca of high school football.
I think the Mecca speaks for itself.
I just think it's the Mecca of high school football.
You know, that's the Mecca of football.
Traz Powell Stadium is a stadium that I grew up in.
Friday night at Traz Powell, the Mecca, baby.
Traz Powell Stadium used to be Junior College Stadium on the campus of Miami-Dade Community College.
What Traz Powell's been able to do for our community in South Florida.
It's big for our community.
He is a legend, played football.
And we do like to make sure that we appreciate Traz Powell because he's an alumni of Booker T. Washington Senior High School.
Traz Powell, who was a coach back in the day before integration.
Traz is just synonymous with high school football, especially here at the stadium, because as you know, it's named after Traz Powell.
They used his name on this facility, and rightfully so.
And they only saw it fitting that the stadium would be named after a legend.
So to honor him, every game at Traz Powell Stadium is history.
A lot of these schools have their own stadiums where they can play in their backyard.
And being that Dade County doesn't have home fields.
I was fortunate as a middle schooler to go to Traz.
I had an opportunity to play there.
I remember when it was grass.
I seen that stadium grow from being a grass field to being turf.
Well, the good thing about Traz Powell, and of course it got renovated several years ago.
The city of Miami's done a great job renovating it when it was a grass field, state-of-the-art track.
And we are proud to be a part of watching it grow.
Whenever you step on that field, there's a lot of history.
It's a stadium that's rich in tradition and history.
There's a tremendous amount of spirit and tradition there.
The aura, the soul, the sense.
When you walk into it, it's like, wow.
And just the atmosphere.
You have to play in the Mecca and you want to be in front of that crowd.
To get your name called on that microphone by Mr. Wilcox.
When you think of football at Miami-Dade North, you think of Mr. Wilcox.
And I've been calling games here for over 35 years.
You look at people from Frank Gore
busting down the door.
Antonio Bryant, Devontae Freeman,
Willis McGahee.
Most recently, Antonio Brown.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Santana Moss, Chad Johnson.
Najee Davenport.
Duke Johnson.
And all those guys made great plays at Traz Powell.
All these guys played right here at the Mecca.
So many great players that done played at that stadium.
And the young men that have played on that field, you go through rosters.
Some of the best athletes have played here.
So many stars and legends that we look on right now that played on that same field.
I watched them all right out here on this field.
You had some of the top players that played football in South Florida have played at this place.
When you get the best high school players to play here, the best coaches to come in and coach.
That's why they call it the Mecca.
They call it the Mecca because it's home to some of the great games.
Now, I dubbed it the Mecca because some of the best high school football is played right here at Traz Powell Stadium.
Some of the best high school football games have all been played at the Mecca.
That's where all the big time games are.
No matter how you put it, those are legends on that field.
A lot of teams come to play in the Mecca.
Even teams that didn't get an opportunity to play in Traz now want that opportunity for kids to be able to put that in their history.
North Miami and North Miami Beach used to call this the home.
Northwestern, Central, Carroll City, Booker T. You know, when you talk about Traz Powell, the Mecca, that's all of our home stadium.
There's no other place like this. You're there on a Friday night.
And most of those games are packed out. Stands are full, the bands are playing, the excitement in the stands.
And typically what GMAC does is they put the biggest games of the week.
Are there every Friday night.
Don't never take it for granted playing on that stadium.
It's a stadium that sits 10 to 12,000 fans.
10,000 people there.
A place like Traz Powell, no matter who's playing, the game is sold out.
Standing room only.
All over the place.
That's just part of the culture.
Shoulder to shoulder.
People lining the fences.
And that's just the way it is.
Where college scouts are calling us in the middle of the game, we can't get into the stadium. Every time I drive by it, I get goosebumps.
That's what this place means.
For the kids and the whole community of South Florida.
And I'm just so proud to be a part of it.
You know, the guys that have cut their teeth on that field.
It is personified by every team and every player that's played there.
The prestigiousness of that field, you get on that field, you're a part of history, you're a part of a legacy, you're part of legendary things.
Everybody knows, you playing on Traz, that's like the big stage.
Not only did I coach in there, I played there as a high school youth.
Now as an adult, I have an opportunity to coach.
You know, as a kid, you always inspired to play at Traz Powell.
I think that's very exciting, especially if you're a football player.
Well, it means a tremendous amount to me.
It means a lot to me.
When I was at university school, we had an opportunity to play Central there.
They call it the Mecca.
That's the Mecca of football.
You know, and that is the Mecca of football.
Traz Powell is what it is, the Mecca.
Magic happening there.
It is one of the most recognizable locations in the country.
Some of the best games in the state history have been played in the Mecca.
National champions have been played there, in my opinion.
This has really been the Mecca for high school football for decades.
It is by far the best, largest venue of all the kind of generalized stadiums in Dade County.
I see why games be 20,000, 30,000 people just to watch high school football.
Parents, grandparents, cousins.
It's nothing like it.
It's a lot of energy.
Just the whole aura of the stadium and of the game itself.
To me, it's a unique place.
And every time you step at Traz Powell, that's what you're going to get, a great football night.
The people come out, they want to see some good football, and
The respect and the tradition that it has.
Traz Powell is big.
they play for pride.
I think that's where a lot of dreams have been made.
The men that have pivoted and launched their career from Traz Powell to college to professional.
Our youth that's in Little League football look forward to playing in the Mecca. A lot of big games I played out there.
From the Optimus League, the high school league, to get an opportunity.
They know how important it is to play on that field.
Every kid that play football in Dade County, and Broward County.
An out-of-county team, they always ask about, can they set a game up to play in Traz Powell?
A lot of Broward County coaches know when they go to Traz, it's time to play football.
I've coached in some games down there.
The spirit that's in that building, nothing like it anywhere in the country.
And we think Florida is the capital of high school football in the United States. So that's a big place for us to play.
The national games need to continue to come here in South Florida and play in that setting. That's just how much the Mecca of football has really came to pass.
I can look back and say, man, I had some great memories at that stadium.
High school football at its finest.
Remember, it's not over until it's over.